Dad, I have some good news for you.
Good?
Yeah.
That's good news?
Yeah. I know you've known this for a very long time, but you're black.
You just now figured that out? I've been trying to tell you fools ever since I've been living that I've been black.
I knew you knew, but it's official to the world that you're black.
It's about time they finally realize what I've been trying to tell them all this time, and they finally gonna look and see I've been playing that. Look now. Look now.
What's up, my ginger?
She got John with it too.
Oh yeah. Well, he been black too, cause he my boy. How he can't be black, he's mine.
I'm black too.
Well, I've been trying to tell you you've been black.
Yeah. I'm black by blood.
That blood is in the genes.
So, yeah, just everyone's giving their warm welcome to the gingers and to the black community.
Well, shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there. Yo, peace out, y'all.
Generally, I wear a hat. But now, I feel as if I don't need to wear a hat. I feel as if I've been accepted, appreciated, and now I'm included in a group that is so loving and caring, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my ginger, soulless heart. I mean, we do have souls. Soulful hearts.
I think people don't realize, especially people who are the same color but not the same color, they don't realize why gingers are so happy to just be accepted with no conditions because they haven't had to go through the same things. And I know that sounds stupid, like what could you have possibly gone through, but if you don't have red hair, then you haven't gone through it, you don't know. When I was younger, my dad had this friend Charlie. He called me Red Robin. I hated him. Everyone else loved him, I hated him. He sent me birthday cards with money in them until I was in my teens. Just me. Not my siblings. There was an uncle who everyone in my family just loved, except me. I hated him. And my parents would always make me hug and kiss him before we left events. I would hide from him. I don't want to cry on the internet. Once I got into high school, and even junior high, I hated my hair, hated how I looked. You know, fire crotch, red on the head, fire in the bed, the feisty redhead. I had people ask me if I tasted spicy when I was like 13. I had a girl that I went to high school with. We were on the dance team together, and she would call me fire crotch, and she would grab me by the crotch in the hallway. It was so embarrassing. So embarrassing. There was a guy I liked in high school, and you know, we were talking one day. I thought we were kind of flirting. We weren't. And he said something about, this is why I hate redheads. You have a freckle for every soul you steal. Because we don't have souls. I used to get called a daywalker whenever someone would see me out in the sun. Like, they thought I was just gonna burst into flames going outside during the day. It's hard to explain to people who are blonde and brunette just your life experience when they don't share it. And And like, I mean, even just the word. If you have yellow hair, you're a blonde. If you have brown hair, you're a brunette. If you have red hair, until recently being called gingers, we were just redheads. Couldn't even bother to come up with a name for people with my physical characteristics. But if you're blonde or brunette, got you covered. And like, so ditzy blonde, sultry brunette, and then like the redheads are always considered skanky or over sexualized. Like, I am a whole, complete person. I'm more than that. And the amount of men who've made me feel unsafe, uncomfortable,
that's what we are
like
talking
an
about.
object.
All of this.
I dyed my hair, I'm tanned.
Ignorance.
I got my eyebrows microbladed to just try to not stand out and not be a redhead. There was a boy I liked in middle school. He was Will. Hey, Will, if you recognize me, I had a crush on you. But I was afraid to admit it because he was also a redhead. And I knew if I liked him, I would get made fun of. So I just acted like I didn't. I did date a redhead boy later in my life, and so many people said, how can you date a redhead? Oh, there should only be one redhead in a relationship. And I really took that to heart. I dyed my hair because I just didn't want to hear it anymore. I'm 37, and this, like the last few months, are the first time I've ever left my house without mascara on since I was 11. Like, this is my face, this is what I look like, and I felt like I wasn't allowed to just live in my unmodified self until I'm 37. And I used to wear my makeup, my mascara so heavy because someone told me I looked like a lizard. And I still think about that. I can't explain how much like self-loathing I had. When my son was born, he came out with red curly hair. And it fell out a few months later, and I was so relieved. Because I didn't want him to have to go through it. And I don't know if it's worse for redhead men or women. It sucks both ways. When I was pregnant with my son, I was serving at Cheesecake Factory. And a woman, you know, they always ask, boy or girl, do you have a name, blah, blah, blah. She asked me, are you afraid the baby's gonna come out with red hair? And it really bothered me because, like, in my mind, my answer was yes. My answer was yes. And it made me sad that I felt that way. So people don't understand why it matters, or why we are so happy to be considered black. It's because you have always been accepted as white. We weren't. You never wanted us. And now a whole group of people do. So, yeah, we're jumping ship enthusiastically.
When your question is actually a bunch of questions.
When's the best time this weekend to host a backyard barbecue? And what's something impressive I can grill that I don't have to stand right next to the whole time?
Just ask Google.
Midway USA is just about everything for hunting.
His dad out today. I told you that more than once.
That say we don't have souls, that, you know, hypersexualize us, that make us feel unworthy or less just because of stupid bullshit characteristics. I was just fucking bored with red hair, okay? I don't know why that's such a big deal. Like, they used to literally decapitate redheads when they died because they thought if they didn't, they would come back as vampires. And I've had somebody ask me if I drink blood, and that's why my hair is red. So to anybody who doesn't understand, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and this is not an experience that I am alone in. So, yeah. Peace out, we're black now.
If you're brand new to the Gingers Are Black phenomenon, I'm here to orient you as quickly as I can. At the beginning of May, a black woman creator on TikTok said, "Gingers are black," emphatically, and then made a case for it. And then a bunch of black creators were like, "I co-sign on this. Absolutely they are. Gingers are black." And a bunch started making genetic arguments, historical arguments. Like, people, if you really go down the rabbit hole, you will see there's actually quite a lot of overlap. But even all of that aside, a lot of people in the black community said, they're black because we say they are. We have adopted them into the family, and that's that. We love them forever. We ride for them. That's it. And then all the redheads were like, yes! Someone picked us finally! We've been bullied our whole childhoods. We've been made fun of. We've been made to feel a bit different within the white community. And now there's like this group that are appreciating us so deeply and so heavily and saying that we are beautiful and lovely and, you know, to hold our heads high. They're renaming us, so instead of Ginger and Carrot Top and Fire Crotch and all of those other awful nicknames that we've been given, they're like, you guys are Red Velvet kings and queens now. Cinnamon Kisses. I'm trying to think. Some of the nicknames are so adorable. And redheaded people came out of the woodwork, like a lot of them posting their very first videos ever, telling their stories about how they were bullied growing up as a kid. Because there's only 2% of redheads. We're very conspicuous. Now, yes, do some people compliment our hair? Absolutely. But do we also get targeted and bullied, especially as children when, you know, they look for anything to go after you for? A lot of us had some bullying, and some people had some intense bullying, especially like if you go back a few generations where like bullying in general was worse and the violence was allowed within the classrooms, but it's still happening today. And so we were sharing our stories, and a lot of people in the black community were like, we had no idea that this was going on to you. And honestly, I don't know if this isn't really talked about. This is something that I think me growing up as a redhead, I just kind of expected the comments as just part of the redhead experience. It's like, I guess I just gotta take this. And the fact that the black community was like, oh no, this is not okay. Like that's the first time that has been so emphatically stated over and over again that this is awful and heartbreaking and should never ever happen. And so these black creators doubled down. They're like, oh my gosh, especially if this is what's been happening to you guys, you're in with us now. That's it. This is not a trend. We're serious. We're bringing you into the fold. And the redheads are like, we accept. We're so excited. Where are we meeting up? Now, I want to be clear that the redheads are hyper aware that we are white-skinned people with all the privileges that come with that. And I think us redheads are humbled about the outpouring of empathy and sadness and outrage coming from the black community about what we've been through, and we know that our individual bullying doesn't even scratch the surface of like the generations of systemic violence against the black community. So the fact that they are highlighting our story is, we are humbled by it, and we are so ready to give back as much as we possibly can. We're like, okay, we're all now a family. How do we ride for our family? How do we help grant access to our family now that anything they couldn't access because of white supremacy or white privilege or all of the systemic discrimination and